Hello, my dear friends. Today we're talking about planning and following your plan. I know a lot of people say, well, it's okay. I'm just going to do it by the seat of my pants. Well, how's that working for you? If it's working for you, then you're probably a born organized, and I doubt that you're even here watching these videos. If you are not organized and you're looking for help, then my highest suggestion is that you plan out your week and then plan out those days individually. And at some point, plan out some of the hourly things you're doing. If you're a super busy mom and you've got children that have lots of things that they have to do and you need to coordinate that, or maybe you've got lots of volunteer work that you do or social commitments, and you need to know when those things are happening so that you can be, number one, arriving in a timely manner, and number two, balancing your life. Balance in your life is what's going to give you the most peace. You need to have a streamlined home where you know where things are and you balance out what you do with all the other things that you do. So you have fun and you have your commitments and you have your home and you have your meals and that your laundry is clean and you know where things are. That's a dream for a lot of people. Some of you have nearly reached that, and I'm so proud of you. But some of you haven't reached that, and it seems that your life is just one huge chaotic mess. So number one, start your day off with prayer. I highly recommend that. That is going to give you peace to start with. Number two, have a plan. So your plan would be, what time do I get up? This is real basic. What time do I get up? What time do I go to bed? Or what time do I want to get up? What time do I want to go to bed? And then make sure that between bed and get up time, that's enough rest for you or enough rest for your children. We have to plan our children's lives too. As a mother, that's why we're so busy. We're taking care of not just our lives, but the lives of everyone else in our home. So if your child is a young child, look it up online. Google it. How long does a 12-year-old need to sleep? How long does a 3-year-old need to sleep? How long does an 18-year-old need to sleep? You'll be shocked. It's a lot. They need to sleep a lot. So they need to get to bed on time. So if you want your school-age child to be in bed, your teenage child to be in bed by 10, then that's what time you want them to be in bed, so they can get up at 6 and have 8 hours of sleep if that's what they need. They may require more because when a teen is growing, their body really needs that sleep, because when you're sleeping is when your body grows. All right, and heals. That's the other thing. If you've been sick, that's why you need to rest so your body can heal. All right, so your body's so busy getting you around and taking care of digestion and all the things it has to do during the day. That's when you sleep, it takes care of all the things that it hadn't had time to take care of during the day, like growing and healing. Okay, so make sure you're getting to bed on time, you're getting up on time. That's number one in your plan. Then what time are your commitments? That's the second thing. Besides your prayer in the morning and having a plan, you need to say, when are my commitments? So if you keep a calendar, look at your big calendar and put it down on a daily basis. Oh, today is Tuesday. On Tuesday, I recommend a planner that has daily breakdowns, so you can put these things in there. So it's got a month at a glance, a week at a glance, and then daily. The ones I use have hourly. I've been using Kimmy's planner. It has hourly. I don't think that Kimmy's going to have a planner this next year due to some complications, so find one that has hourly. I've ordered that Erin Condren for myself this year. But you look, there's lots of them out there that have hourly, but at least day. And you can put what your commitment is. I've got a nail appointment. I've got to take Johnny to football. I've got to pick up Marianne from gymnastics. She's riding with her friend, and I'm going to take her friend home and my child home. So I've got these plans. I've got to write them down so I know what I've got in between that's available. So you take out your travel time. I've got a doctor's appointment. It takes me 30 minutes to get there. I need to be there at 9 o'clock. It should be over by 10. I should be home by 10:30. So from 8:30 to 10:30, I can't do anything else. I'm doctor bound and doctor returning. Okay? So what are you doing between 6 a.m., for example, and 8:30? Well, I'm going to do my rituals. They take about a half hour. That's my morning ritual where I get up and I make the bed, I wash my face, brush my teeth, I moisturize my skin, I put on a little makeup, I fix my hair, I get my clothes on, I put my pajamas away, I wash out the sink, I swish the toilet, I go in the kitchen, I empty the dishwasher, and I put something on to drink. That takes me about 30 minutes. But guess what? I'm dressed, I have a makeup on, I feel good, I look cute. All right, now I've got my coffee. Let me go put a load of laundry in. That's the second beginning of their second ritual of the day. Then I'm going to do a clutter stop, which is when I just sort of look around my house and see if there's anything that's been left out. This keeps you from having more clutter. Clutter stop. It's pick it up, don't pass it up. You can do it all day long, but at least 3 times a day, do a quick perusal and see if there's anything laying around that shouldn't be there. And then put it away where it goes, or have whomever it belongs to put it away where it goes. And everybody should know where their things go. And if they don't, you probably haven't decluttered that area yet. So give them an idea, okay? All right, so after that, we're going to plan out the rest of our rituals. So we have our after dinner ritual. So that means, when are we having dinner? Oh gosh, I've got to have him at the football field at 5 o'clock. He won't be back till, I don't know, if they're not playing a game, if they're just practicing, maybe he'll be home by 7:30. So when am I going to feed him? Well, you feed him before or you feed him after. But you can't be making dinner at 7:30. The dinner should be made. You just warm it up in the microwave real quick, or warm it up on the stove real quick, and feed them when they get home so they can get in the bathtub or the shower and get in bed as the time gets closer for their bedtime, instead of them having to wait for you to fix a meal and they're starving to death. Maybe for a lot of my people who have kids in football and things like that, where they are in the car or their track or whatever, they're in the car when you're coming home, starving to death for the 30 minutes till you get home. You could have a handheld thing for them to eat. A sandwich will be fine. You can make them dinner and have it in there. And for those of you who are staying to watch the game or whatever, you can bring, it depends on the school. Some of you may want you to eat at their little concession stand, but some will allow you to bring in your own food. Most that I've ever been to. So you can have hot dogs wrapped up in tinfoil in a little warming container. Everybody has a hot dog. You bring your own snacks. You have your own drinks. And you don't have to be soda. You know, you can have iced tea or water or whatever. And then when you go home, maybe a snack in the car. Because that one who's been expending all that energy is going to be extra hungry. Okay? So you have to use your noodle. You have to use your brain and come up with a plan, so that you're not making dinner and everybody's sitting down to dinner at 8 o'clock at night when they need to be in bed at between 8 and 10, depending on the age of the child. All right, and you don't have to clean a kitchen at the end of the day when your energy is zapped because you've been out and about all day long. So you're planning this out. When am I going to have dinner? What are we having for dinner? And then the after dinner ritual is when everybody sits and eats, then everybody helps clean up. Anybody who can feed themselves puts their own dishes in the dishwasher. And then if the cook cooks, the cook cleans. That's the rule. In my suggestion, that's the rule. Because a cook who has to clean up her own mess is less likely to make such a big mess. And it won't take as long. The cook is responsible for the utensils, the pots and pans, and the area that they prepared their food in, especially meats. The rest of the family can wipe the rest of the counters, wipe the table, sweep the floor. This is a 15-minute job for everybody. Then right before bed, you make sure there's soap in the dishwasher and it's running. And in the morning, remember I said in your morning plan, is you empty the dishwasher. I don't delegate this to children. I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people are frustrated because they can't find the lid to their Tupperware, and they don't know where the serving dish went, and they don't know where the serving spoons are, because the person doing the dishwasher is usually a kid who could care less and puts it wherever they think it needs to go. Not all kids, but most kids. So instead, save yourself the hassle. That's the one thing they don't do. They have other jobs, but that one is yours, and it'll take about 6 minutes in the morning if you know where everything goes. Okay? Next is, so that's all your rituals. You've got the before bed ritual for you, where you go ahead and get your shower and or take it in the morning. You get ready for bed. You put on your pajamas. You clean your face. You moisturize your skin. You lay out your clothes for the next day, and you throw your dirty clothes in the laundry or hang up anything that's still clean. And then right before bed is when you run that dishwasher and you brush your teeth. If you've eaten anything, you could brush them earlier if you're not going to eat anything. And then go to bed on time. Those are your rituals, and those will change your life. The family could care less if you go to bed on time, or you brushed your teeth, or you ran the dishwasher, really. They'll care when they don't have a clean dish, but you'll really care because it makes a huge impact in your day and in your life. And you'll care if the laundry's been washed and dried and folded and hung up and put away with each load. Those are all rituals that change your life. You can delegate some of that, though, the laundry. All right, next in your planning, so we've got our commitments, we've got our rituals in there. We have two more things we have to plan. One is the area of focus in our house, the zone. What are we focusing on this week? Well, as I'm recording this, and this week it's the master bedroom, master closet, master bathroom. You might not have a master bathroom, that's okay. But those 2 to 3 areas are the focus for the zone that I'm in right now when I'm recording this. Next week will be zone 5, our area of focus, which is the living room. So it starts out with zone 1, the first week of the month. It starts with that has a 1 in it. When the 1 starts, zone 1 starts. If the next week doesn't have a 1 in it, then it's zone 2. The week after that, which is the kitchen. Zone 3 is the other bathrooms, not the master bathroom, the other bathrooms and any other rooms that you have, like kids' room, guest room, laundry room, sunroom, office, craft room. That would be zone 3. Zone 4 is the master bedroom, and zone 5 is the living area. So you split your house into 5 zones and you have a focus. Sometimes we don't have zone 1, sometimes we don't have zone 5, sometimes half the week is zone 1, sometimes half the week is zone 5. You'll see if it doesn't have a 1 in the week, that's when zone 1 starts. That's the only rule. Then you just follow the rest of the week, the month, okay? So for October, zone 1 starts on a Wednesday, zone 2 is the next week, zone 3 is the next week, zone 4 is the next week, zone 5 is the living room, and it's the whole week. That's how October works. Okay? So that's your zone. In your zone, you work for 15 minutes 4 times a week if you're an at-home homemaker. If you're a payroll homemaker, you condense those 4, or you combine those 4 15-minute units into 1 hour, and you get it done first thing Saturday morning. You're decluttering. You're throwing away, putting away, giving away. Once that's all done, then you can deep clean instead of declutter. Okay? So we have our zone. The third thing we have to do, so we've done our rituals, we've got our zone, and then the last thing is our basic weekly plan. And that's what a person at home does on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday. A payroll person during the week does rituals, and maybe not all of them if you can't do laundry, for example. And then on Saturday you do rituals, and Sunday you do rituals. Payroll, you'll be doing laundry maybe on Sunday, maybe on Saturday. At home, you're going to be doing them only Monday through Friday, the laundry, okay? And then once that's done, so we've got that ritual, but on Monday we do weekly home blessing hour, which is 6 things in the house. You can find videos on it that I made before on weekly home blessing hour, or you can watch how to do the FlyLady system for newbies. It's antique, but it's still got the basic information. So the weekly home blessing hour takes 1 hour. It's 10 minutes in 5 areas of your house every week. I'll tell you what it is. Strip your bed and wash your sheets. That's one area. Then I have 3 little baby jobs because kids can do them. Call them baby jobs. It's wipe the glass of the smudges. It is not cleaning the whole glass. It's any place that you have fingerprints and smudges in your house, or toothpaste splatter or whatever, that gets cleaned. And then last is emptying all the little baby garbage cans, the little garbage cans, maybe putting a new liner in. Those are the 3 baby jobs. So that's 4 of the 6 jobs. The last 2 jobs are floors. We split them into 2 parts. The mopping part, which is just the kitchen and the bathrooms. Don't mop your hardwood floors today, or your vinyl floors, or your fabricated floors today. This is not the day. This is a quick clean. It's a quick clean. It's not a deep clean. So we're just doing this on Saturday morning or Monday through Friday. On Mondays, rather, for at-home homemakers. So we are going to vacuum the rest of the house. Pick 5 rooms to vacuum, and vacuum each room for 2 minutes, sticking with traffic patterns. If it's a hardwood floor, stick to the edges. That's usually where all the stuff goes. Okay, 2 minutes. Stop when 2 minutes is done. It'll be fine. Mop the kitchen for 3 minutes. Mop the bathrooms for 2 minutes. Quick mops. This is not a deep mop. That's the weekly home blessing hour. So at-home homemakers, you're going to do that on Mondays. Payroll homemakers, you're going to do that Saturday morning. And then you're done payroll. That's it for Saturday. On Tuesday for at-home homemakers, we have a free day. That means you don't have any basic weekly plan thing to do, and you don't have any zone to do. Instead, you take some time for yourself to polish your nails or pluck your eyebrows or read a book or whatever. You take a little time for yourself, an hour. Okay? Payroll, we don't get those. So we have to take advantage of those where we can throughout the week. When we're driving to work, when we're coming home, we can listen to a book on tape, we can call a friend, we can talk to our mother, we can listen to music. Enjoy that trip. Don't be putting on your mascara at the red light. Dangerous and frustrating. Don't do that. Get your makeup done in the morning when you're doing your morning ritual. And then get to work on time so you're not rushed and you can come into your nice office and work. If you're an an at-home payroll homemaker, then you're going to go to your office in your house, wherever it is. If it's a kitchen table or you've got a nice office set up, and you begin your day prepared. Okay. And then we've got Sunday. Okay, Saturday, the rest of the day is family fun for everybody. And then on Sunday, it's renew your spirit. It's your holy day. It's your go to church day. Plan it. When am I going to church? How long does it take to get there? What time will we be back? Will I be having a dinner at home? Will we be going out to dinner? Are we having some family time that day? Plan out your Sunday. If you're payroll, you're going to have a little planning and desk day that evening or that afternoon. Some quiet time where you plan out so that your week isn't a wreck next week, that you have a plan. And when you plan, you also plan out you get your planner out, you plan out your week, and you also check out your menu. You look at your food, you look at your refrigerator, your freezer, and your pantry, and you clean it up a little bit, throw some things out that are gross, wipe some things off that are gross. You're not doing a deep clean. And then see if there's anything you can use this week for your meals. And any of those places, start making your menu. And then when you're done with your menu, make a grocery list for everything you need to complete that menu. How are your snacks? How are your breakfast foods? How are your lunch foods? And is there anything else missing? Or do you really need snacks? Do you have things that haven't been opened or that are still good that are opened? Let's eat those up instead of having waste, okay? All right, so that's planning. That's food. Finances, you have to go through your bills and make sure they're paid and everything's balanced and your budget looks good. Action items, that's when you need to call the doctor's office. You need to set an appointment. You need to cancel something. If you can't do it today because it's Sunday, then plug it into your planner to do on your break or your lunch hour or after work. And then the last thing is your planner, which you've already talked about. Put it in your planner. All right, so now you've got your planner filled out for the week. I know you feel a lot more in control, but it's not going to do you any good if you don't use it. So get your planner out and put it in a place where you can see it, where you will use it on your counter in the kitchen, on the island, on the coffee table, by your chair, at your desk, wherever, so you can look at it 2 or 3 times a day to say, oh, I did that, and mark it off. I did it, or mark it with an X, I didn't do it. And then at the end of the day, look at it and say, because at the end of the day, you want to look at your planner. At the end of that day, after the kids are in bed, before you go, look at your planner. You can be watching TV and look at your planner. Look at your planner and say, well, that looks good. You know, I didn't do this, but here's why. And not an excuse, but a reason. You know what? I overcommitted. I really planned too much for myself this day. I really don't feel well. Whatever. And if you keep telling yourself every day, I don't feel well, 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 maybe you need to go to the doctor. Okay? So we sometimes use excuses. And if you really don't feel well, that's true. But if it's something that you're just saying, I just didn't feel like doing it. I just didn't feel like doing it. You know, you might need to be mentored by me. Reach out to me. Go to patreon.com. The link is below. And I can mentor you and I can help you get invigorated to do these things and help you change your mind and give you suggestions and help you bring your home to the home you want it to be. Not the home I want it to be, the home you want it to be. Okay? And I do want to say at this time that I'm also, actually, I think I'll mention it here, but I'll probably put out a special video too, that I'm going to have a new tier in Patreon, and it's for caretaking mentoring. And that's for people who are having to take care of people, and it makes it so difficult. if you need some encouragement or some ideas. I help people who have spouses who are in the end stage of life. I mentor people who are taking care of dementia patients, their parent, their spouse. I help people who are taking care of people who are critically ill or chronically ill. That's what I can help you with. And that's a special mentoring. It doesn't have anything to do with house cleaning. It has everything to do with supporting you while you're caretaking. So if you need that, look into my Patreon as well. And that's another reason why people freeze up, because they've just got too much heaviness on their hearts. And I'm here to help you. Okay. All right. So if you need to be mentored, go to patreon.com. There are different tiers out there for you. Choose the one. Don't choose it yet. Send me a personal note. Just sign up for the weekly videos. I send out 5 weekly videos, and you get one on Monday through Friday. It's $6.50 a month. If you want to be mentored, that's part of the package. So when you just sign up for that, then you can send me a personal note that says, "Hey, Kat, here's my phone number. I'm at such and such time zone. I work such and such and such and such, or I'm home such and such and such and such. Please let me know when you can call me." And I'll send you back my phone number and a time that I can call you. And then I'll call you at that time, and we'll discuss what's going to work best for you. Okay? All right. All right. So that's planning. Get your planner out, plan it, check it off, mark it off, try that, see how that works for you. It should change things. If you feel you're not motivated, I would say the very first thing to do is to do something. Get up and do your morning ritual. Get up. That's the first thing in the morning ritual, is get out of bed. You have to do something. Nobody is motivated to do this. Nobody. It's not fun. The idea of cleaning chaos is not fun. But when you get up and you tackle a little thing, and you complete that little thing, and you look at it and you say, "I did this little thing, yay." I remember when I was young and I was overwhelmed, I would call my sister before I was on any plan, and I would say, "I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know where to start." She'd say, "Go clean your bathroom." So I would clean it, and I didn't just clean it, I mean, I cleaned it. I cleaned it from stem to stern because it was little and I could do it. And it was done. It looked great. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend something else. Do a little something. But I did this little room, and I would go out into my home, and I would get overwhelmed, and I'd run back into my bathroom and say, "Oh, this looks so good. The rest of my house can look this good." And I would go back out, and I would tackle one thing, and I'd go back in and have a little more respite in the bathroom. And then I would come out and do something else. It just made me feel good. And then as things got better, the whole house started making me feel good. So we're going to tackle it in baby steps. You can do this. Follow these videos. These will help. You can watch how to do the FlyLady system for newbies. That's a huge help. Get a pencil and paper out and prepare to spend an hour really documenting what you need to do. You can join my Patreon videos and watch those every day. That's a huge help. It's a form of video mentoring. Or you can sign up to be mentored. All those things can help you get to where you want to go. It's an investment in time, sometimes in money and time, and in effort. But anything worthwhile is not easy. But anything worthwhile is worthwhile. Have a wonderful day. I'll remember you in my prayers, and always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.